How's it going, guys? Cameron back with another video. This week we're going to be doing the week 3 update for the 11 herbs and vegetables grown in the Kratzy closed circuit, non-circulating hydroponic system. So let's get started. Before we do get into that though, I want to give you a little bit of an update as far as what we're going to do in the future. One of the things, it's two things. One thing will just be showing you the lights, but the second one is going to be showing you guys these. So you've got the organic Carolina Reaper seeds from Smokin' Ed Curry. It's going to be from puckerbutt.com or puckerbuttpeppercompany.com. I know you're probably asking yourself, well, I thought Russ from Conversation Shed was sending you chocolate Reaper seeds, and he is. But again, based on the fact that we don't know whether or not they'll make it through customs, I wanted to have something similar to it that I could grow, even if those don't end up coming through the mail. So we've got those on deck. They're currently in the fridge. They're supposed to be in the fridge for 3 days, and then soaked in black tea for 30 minutes before you plant the seeds. If any of you guys know why it's black tea of all things, please let me know, because it is kind of interesting and it doesn't really go into any detail as far as why it's black tea. I initially thought maybe it was some kind of concoction, but after looking at other people's videos and that kind of stuff, I found that it was just organic black tea, or in most cases people just use organic black tea. So if you have any indication of why that would be something that I would soak seeds in before sowing, let me know. So that's that, and then go ahead and turn these guys on for you so you can see the new lighting situation. We've got two, and then one currently down here. We've got one on the floor. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm still working on the level for the microgreens. But both these guys are done, and so I'm pretty excited about that. I'll bring you a little bit closer so you can kind of see how I did it. But you can see that those fit very nicely on the 4-foot rack. And then I went ahead and just used a washer, nut, and bolt situation just to get that fixed on there. You can see both those two are on there, and as you can see, oops, I'm sorry, it's not going anywhere. So I'm very happy with that. It did take me a little finessing to try to find some specialty bolts that were large but still had very small holes. But without further ado, turn these guys off. Otherwise it'd make it quite hard to see. But let's go ahead and get into the actual plants. Alright guys, so here we are. Start from the left, we'll go left to right. So we got the sage. I don't know if it popped last time or if it just recently popped. I know that we had a little bit of growth, but we weren't sure how well it was going to do. So it's finally coming into its own, and it's doing pretty well. Tomato seed back there, you can see he's doing pretty good. He's spent the last week or so, I think, putting more effort into his taproot and offshooting roots from the taproot. Otherwise, I think he'd be a little bit bigger right now. I'm just glad that he's not getting leggy, because otherwise that would just lead to kind of a weird situation, because you can't really add more soil on top to encourage growth of those roots. So anyways, still happy about that guy. We got the cucumber right here. He put out a big taproot, probably halfway down the jar already. And he's doing good, so we're happy about that. Got the kale in the back right there in the center, so he's still doing good. Kale I've never had a problem with growing hydroponically. This is going to be the first guy that we're going to have to replant. So this right here, if I'm not mistaken, is rosemary. In fact, I know it's rosemary. And you can kind of see in there, there's no green, there's no white, there's no roots, nothing. So we'll get that figured out. We'll get that situation mitigated and figure out what we're going to do in the future to better sow the seeds of rosemary and some other herbs. Lavender, on the other hand, is doing great. Still doing pretty strong. Happy with that. Not much growth, but it's slow and steady, so that's never a bad thing. We've got our thyme right here, which doesn't look like it's changed much since the first or the second week update. I think that's again because I disturbed the roots, hoping that it'll bounce back, but we'll see what happens. And then here comes the unfortunate part. So the cayenne peppers, as you can see, no growth in there, and no growth in the spinach. So we're gonna replant all of those, but I think out of all 11, I think just to have 1, 2, 3, so 8 out of 11 have sprouted and have leafy greens, so or leafy growth. So we're doing better than halfway, so we're still happy with that. These are the Anaheims right here. You can kind of see where this is my mistake, but I went ahead and took off the seed cap off that one, and I think it did kind of pinch it a little bit. Nothing that it's going to be too worrisome, but this guy just popped yesterday. This is the jalapeno, and as you can see, he's still kind of wrinkly. Still needs to open up, so I give it a day or two, and he'll probably be almost in the same situation as the cayenne peppers back there. So really excited about that. But this has been the 3-week update. I've got a little bit of something I want to share at the end, but as far as the plant growth, this is how we're looking so far. So not too bad. We're going to replant the seeds that haven't grown too well, and we're going to keep on trucking with the ones that have done pretty well. All right, guys, and last but not least, so within 2 to 3 miles of where I'll be living is going to be 2 different community gardens that I'm hoping to have a little section of each one of. One of them is a little run down, so I'm hoping that I can do a little TLC and make it into a good area that I can film and all that kind of stuff as well in. But I want to plant some peppers, jalapenos, cayenne peppers, Anaheims. I won't be planting anything hot, super hot, like the chili pepper, or the Carolina Reaper, the chocolate Reaper, if I get habanero or ghost pepper seeds in the near future. None of those, just because I don't want any kids to potentially pick them off and eat them, or anything like that, just because I don't want anyone to unknowingly ingest something that could potentially harm them if they eat a large amount of it, especially with the Reaper. That's not something I'm looking to do. So I'll keep that in the hydroponic system with the herbs and stuff like that. But ideally, if I have enough room in the community gardens, the tomatoes, some of the peppers, the cucumbers, kale, maybe some bok choy, maybe some Swiss chard, things of that sort. I'd love to grow in a community garden setting, because that's stuff you could just kind of pick off when things are ripe. Pick a tomato, pick a cucumber, that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited about that. But as always, guys, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, if it was informational in any way, shape, or form. If you got a question or a suggestion, please leave it down below in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to read it, take your advice, check it out, and comment back, because I respond to every comment that I get. And again, subscribe if you're not already. All those people that are already subscribed, I really appreciate it. I think we're at 17 subscribers right now, which I think I posted just over or under 10 videos. So I think that's awesome. It is more than a subscriber a video, so still very happy with that. The new subscribers, welcome you guys. Glad you're here. And as always, I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.